Hello, dear learner. I, Mr. Sri Krishna Baukar, from Delonic Society's Baramati College of Pharmacy, Baranpur, Baramati, welcomes you in the session of Fourier's Law of Heat Conduction. Learning outcome of today's session is: after completion of this topic, students should able to implement knowledge of Fourier's law of heat conduction in routine. Now, statement of Fourier's law. Fourier's law states that the rate of heat of flow through a uniform material is proportional to the area and the temperature drop, and inversely proportional to the length of path of flow. Now, here is introduction. He is a scientist who has derived this Fourier's law. His name was Joseph Fourier. One of the most important fruits of Fourier's study by concerning heat is Fourier's law, and which states that heat transfer through a material at a rate is proportional to both the differences in temperature between different areas and to the area across which the transfer takes place. For example, people who are overheated can cool off quickly by getting to a cool place and exposing as much as possible their body to it as possible. Fourier's work enables scientists to predict the future distribution of heat. Heat is transferred through different materials at different rate. For example, brass has higher thermal conductivity. Air is poorly conductive, while which is why it's frequently used in insulation. Remarkably, Fourier's equation applies widely to matter, whether in the form of solid, liquid, or gas. It powerfully shaped scientists' understanding of both electricity and the process of diffusion. It also transformed scientists' understanding of flow in nature generally, from water's passage through porous rocks to the movement of blood through capillaries. So, let's discuss Fourier's law of heat conduction with the help of animations created by Mr. Avesh Sharik. Let's talk about Fourier's law of heat conduction. At a microscopic level, atoms looks like. We have to arrange atoms at a regular structure called the lattice. This lattice is always constant vibration as long as temperature about 0 Kelvin. More the temperature, more will be the vibration. If temperature is less, vibrations are also less. In theory, atom stops vibrating at 0 Kelvin. Along with this lattice, we have free electrons. These electrons always travel in a random direction within the solid. Heat transfer can occur at any of the interaction due to lattice vibration, due to electron interaction with each other, due to electrons interacting with lattice. Because lattice vibration is completely random, heat is able to flow at any direction to any direction. For example, imagine lattice is vibrating in only one direction. Heat would be able to flow in the direction of vibration and not the other direction. Similarly with electrons. An interesting fact about electrical interaction is If electron flows in one direction, the electrical current is said to be flowing. Electronic interactions are also helping in heat transfer. This is a reason why a good electrical conductor is also a good heat conductor. So all in all conduction happens because of collision and random motion. Rate of heat conduction is depends on several factors. If area of heat transfer is more, then rate of heat transfer is also more. This is because more electrons and more atoms can participate in heat transfer. If length of conductor is more, then heat transfer is less because chances of collision is more, which may send the electrons in random direction or regions than sending in desired direction. And finally, heat transfer is depends on the temperature difference between objects. If the difference is more, then heat transfer is more vigorous than when the difference is less. So round up, heat transfer, that is Q, is in proportional to the area of heat transfer and temperature difference, while it is inversely proportional to length of conductor. When we convert this equation, then proportionality constant need to be put, which is called coefficient of thermal conductivity. From dimensional analysis, the unit of coefficient of thermal conductivity is watt per meter Kelvin. If this number is more, then heat transfer rate will be more. So, for better heat conductor, value is high. Therefore, thermal conductor of copper is 380, while aluminum is 200, for water 0.6, and for wood it is 0.1 watt per meter Kelvin. There is one last modification of Fourier's law of heat conduction is heat is naturally flows from higher temperature towards the lower temperature. It does not flows in opposite direction unless and until we force it to happen. It flows until both the bodies reaches at same temperature and then stops. Consider an example. There is a temperature of a body as shown in figure. Let's consider body is made up of copper, and let's take nominal dimensions. By substituting these values in Fourier's law of conduction, we arrive at answer. But more importantly, the value is negative number. This means heat is flowing in opposite direction, which means heat is flowing from lower temperature towards the higher temperature naturally. But this cannot be true. So we have to place a negative sign in the law. So alternatively, Fourier's law of heat conduction is written as Q is equal to minus Ka into delta T by delta X. This of course can written in another form, Q is equal to minus Ka into dou T by dou X. Thank you. Here is the list of references which I have referred for the preparation of this presentation. And here I would like to say thanks to my college, Delonic Society's Baramati College of Pharmacy, Baranpur, Baramati, and my university, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Loneri, for making available this platform. Thank you very much.